What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is coming up a little bit more every year in the playoffs. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have these doubts. Some people do, some people don't. But there's always the question because the guy gets to the NBA Finals every year. We're 6 straight years right now, and it would take a miracle to stop it from being a 7th straight year for LeBron James getting to that NBA Finals series once again. And the most common conversation in sports talking about who's the greatest player of all time. I mean, this gets mentioned with everybody. You gotta know everybody's top 5 or greatest of all time, or their opinion. And look, I know this is something current. We're talking more and more about LeBron James these days because you look at what he's doing. He's single-handedly tearing apart opposing playoff teams. He's toying with the Toronto Raptors. I mean, he's looking like the GOAT right now. That doesn't mean anything, me saying that, on my opinion. But look at the way he's playing. I mean, there's no shot. I mean, he's toying with the competition, and the competition is a 51 or 52 win team that is in this playoffs for the 4th straight year, a 3 seed, a team that has 2 All-Stars and Serge Ibaka on it that we thought could maybe challenge the Cavs this year, and LeBron James is just toying with them. So I'm going to give my opinion, where LeBron ranks, how LeBron can pass Jordan, is LeBron past Jordan, that type of stuff. And before I start, I just want to say everybody has their opinion. I'm not going to blame you if you say LeBron's the greatest player, Jordan's the greatest player, Kobe's the greatest player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest player, stuff like that. You can have your own opinion. It's fine, and my opinion is mine. I think that, everybody has a different view on this type of thing, and my points that I'm making, you could think of them in a different way, that's fine. But overall, what I think about this Jordan-LeBron situation is I think that right now, I would probably say that Michael Jordan's had a better career than LeBron James. However, when LeBron James' career is done, when it's finished, and I have no idea when that's going to be because it's incredible. The guy's in his 14th season, and he's dominating the NBA. And, he's doing the resting, okay? Look, he's taking games off in the regular season, making his team look not that good, and then in the playoffs, it's just game over. And that's incredible. That's something that he's so good that he can control a playoff game all by himself. He's one of those guys that you put him on the Brooklyn Nets, they're a playoff team. You put him on UNC, they're a playoff team. I mean, seriously. It's absolutely ridiculous how much value this guy carries. And I think I'm going to say, I think that he is the most valuable player ever, okay? This guy can make any team great. Now, Jordan might have been more skilled. Michael Jordan was incredible when he was at the top of this game. When he had the guys that he needed around him, he got buckets, okay? And he was unstoppable. He was just like LeBron in the way that you couldn't stop this guy from being great. And he won 6 straight NBA Finals, with the exception of the 2 that he took off. And a lot of people are quick to make the argument, well, LeBron is resting. Jordan got 2 full years of rest. It's not... I mean, it's incredible for both players because LeBron's already in his 14th season and he's looking amazing. He's having one of his best seasons of his career right now. It could be his best if it weren't for that team record. Jordan played until he was 40 and after. So these guys will last a long time and they're not really injury prone. I know Jordan had that foot injury in his 2nd season, but besides that, he wasn't really injury prone. LeBron James was one of the least injury prone players ever. This guy's made of steel is what it really seems like. Now, when it comes to me saying he's more valuable, I bring up what his team looks like when he's off the court because a lot of people are quick to say, look at that team he has. He's got 2 All-Stars, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. Look at that bench he's got. He's got Darren Williams, Kyle Korver. And look at his teams throughout his career. I mean, he's had Dwayne Wade. He's had Chris Bosh. Those guys. And I agree. I mean, he's had these teams that are really good, but I also think that these players playing very well are also a product of just LeBron being there. LeBron is such a good coach and mentor to every player. He tells them what they need to do, and if they're on the same page as him, they can play out of their mind. I mean, look at what Kyle Korver is doing. It's not a coincidence that Kyle Korver is just been incredible and having the best year since that All-Star year this year. It's not a coincidence that Channing Frye is having the best shooting splits of his NBA career. It's not a coincidence that, they got these guys, JR and Iman Shumpert, who didn't look like they were anything, and coming over and being productive on this Cavs team. It's not a coincidence that Tristan Thompson is now at 6'8" without a shooting ability, a legitimate starting center, and a pretty good one in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying that LeBron is responsible for the skills of all these role players. What I'm saying is that having LeBron James on your team, it makes it so much easier for your teammates. And I will say this about LeBron James, he makes his teammates better. I think he's the best player of all time in terms of making his teammates better. LeBron you can insert these shooters around him and they'll be just incredible. They know exactly what they're doing. He knows how to run an offense better than anybody in the league. He's incredible. And I think that, he's a top 2 player of all time right now. That's where I'm putting him. You look at how he's just shredding the Eastern Conference. A lot of people like to say, well, the Eastern Conference is weak. I think that the Eastern Conference isn't very good either, but I do think that the reason that we say that is a product of the fact that LeBron just kills it every single year. I think if LeBron was in the West, I think they still get to the finals most years. I do. It would be tough, and there would be years they wouldn't get there, but I do think that they could pull through. LeBron James is the guy that just makes everybody look stupid. The way he plays, it's like you pick against him and look what he's doing now. Incredible stuff. And he's one of those guys, those legendary, revolutionary players. You're only gonna get one of these guys in a generation. What's in a generation player? I'm gonna say. So LeBron James, yeah, I say he's number 2. Now, why is he behind Jordan right now? Well, I would just say because of the fact that Michael Jordan was so good in terms of, regular season, in the postseason. Michael Jordan dominated the league in a way that LeBron James doesn't. And LeBron James does dominate the league because when he gets to the playoffs, he's incredible. But Michael Jordan, what this guy did is he would lead his team to these incredible regular seasons. He'd be the key cog in the system. He'd get buckets. He needed a season where he averaged over 37 points. He would get 3 steals a game in seasons. He would shoot 54% from the field in seasons. He was just an unstoppable player and an unstoppable scorer, but to go with that scoring, he could also put up 5 or 6 rebounds and 5 or 6 assists per game. He was one of the greatest defensive players of all time and the greatest offensive player of all time. And with that, it's so hard for you to put a guy over him because he just wins. Okay, he's clutch. He's clutcher than LeBron James. That's one thing. When you got the last shot, Michael Jordan's a shot maker. He's a top 2 shot maker of all time. Difficult shots. He just makes shots over people. You can't guard him. You can try, but he'll just make it. If you don't block that shot, he can always hit it. He's a lethal scorer, more lethal scorer than LeBron James. One thing I will give LeBron James is the fact that, LeBron James is the most versatile player ever. Okay, he could do anything from play point guard. He can get his shooting shoes on and hit a bunch of threes for you. He's had these streaky games from 3. He can defend anybody. He can take anybody to the rim. He's the strongest guy at the small forward position we've ever seen. He's super versatile. He can just do everything. He's literally fills all categories, the most all-around player I think ever. And this argument, this LeBron versus Jordan argument, it stems from the fact that LeBron's saying, well, he's chasing the ghost, and then now he's saying there's nothing left to prove. Well, LeBron James is going for that ring, and for me, if LeBron can win this 4th ring, and then maybe get one later, and I think I've said before that I think LeBron's going to get 5 or 6 before it's all said and done. I don't think LeBron is going to win this year, but if anybody's going to win, that's not Golden State. It's Cleveland, and it's because Cleveland has an easier path to the NBA Finals, and when they play the Warriors, if you have LeBron James on your team, you will always stand a chance in any game. The Warriors are the most offensively loaded team ever, but LeBron James can come up with a way to beat them. They overcame the 3-1 deficit last year. Anything could happen, especially if the Cavs and Warriors are playing. It's not very fun just to see the same 2 teams play in the finals every year, but it's a testament to the greatness of LeBron James. I don't even have that much of a problem with that. I just the Golden State Warriors had to pick up Kevin Durant. And that just isn't fair. That's not even like the fault of the Golden State Warriors. That's just like Kevin Durant pussied out. But that's another story. If LeBron can overcome that team, I don't think Jordan could have done that. And also, these finals appearances over and over and over again. It's incredible. And I think that these two guys are really close. A lot of people that say LeBron is far and away the best player of all time. MJ is far and away the best player of all time. I think if these two guys played each other in Bulls versus Cavs, a lot of people might be like, well, the Bulls have the more stacked team, or maybe Bulls versus Heat, I don't know, but I think LeBron can stay in any game. If LeBron can beat the Warriors this year, he could definitely beat one of those Bulls teams, I think, because this Warriors team, are you kidding? I'm not saying the Warriors are better than the Bulls, but if the Cavs can beat the Warriors 2 times in a row, a 73-win Warriors, then a Warriors team that just kind of took it easy during the regular season, and they got Kevin Durant on their team now, that team is so goddamn stacked. And who could do that? Who could beat that team? Incredible that this Cavs team could beat that team. And it's because of LeBron James. Without LeBron James, they would be swept and blown out probably every single game, I would think. Yeah, if you're wondering about, if you make the argument, and this is what I hear all the time, people that LeBron haters galore. If you're a LeBron hater, you've probably made the argument that LeBron isn't better than Jordan because he's lost in the NBA Finals 4 times. 4 times. Yeah. I mean, look. Here's the deal with that. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to say that LeBron James is worse than Michael Jordan because of that. If anything, it's more specific about their games and who could take over better, who had the will to win, and stuff like that. But Michael Jordan never won until he had that team with Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan lost in the first round 3 times in his NBA career. But we're not talking about that because LeBron lost in the finals. People love to blow it up because it's a bigger stage. When you get to the NBA Finals and lose, it's a huge deal. It's like this year when the Warriors lost to the Cavs. Warriors took a 3-1 lead. Well, the Thunder took a 3-1 lead, but no one is talking about that. Nobody. And maybe it was blown up more because, they won 73 games. They were so far favored. Maybe that's why. But still, I mean, come on. If the Warriors had blown a 3-1 lead in the conference finals, and then the Thunder had blown a 3-1 lead in the finals, we'd still be talking about the finals because the finals is the big stage. Everybody's going to talk about the finals. When the finals happen, nobody cares what happened in the conference finals. So, with Michael Jordan losing in the first round, nobody cares what happened in the first round. Obviously, if the Warriors lost in the first round this year, they'd be a huge deal. But by the time it's the NBA Finals, I think that there would be more focus on the NBA Finals because it's the first round. It would be a huge upset, but we've seen 1-8 upsets before. It doesn't take over the world. It might this time with the Warriors, but if that happened. But for me, it's like they saw the LeBron lose in the finals 4 times, and I'll tell you what, the first time he lost in the finals in 2007, how was he supposed to win? How? No chance. 0. And that was before. He wasn't as good as he is now in terms of, had that value, making his teammates better. He's grown as a leader. He's the best leader I've ever seen. And I think that's ever played. And then after that, the next NBA Finals he went to, against the Mavericks, that's the one where you could hold him accountable. On the big stage, he couldn't deliver. He couldn't. That's one of the lowest moments of his NBA career. And then the next time they lost against that San Antonio Spurs team, I don't think anybody could have beat that San Antonio Spurs team. I think that Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls would have struggled against that team, and maybe not lost, but that 2014 San Antonio Spurs team was one of the most lethal teams I've ever seen. The most cohesive unit I've ever seen on a basketball floor. You watch that NBA Finals, the 2014 NBA Finals, you watch the Spurs play. I've never seen team basketball be played better in my entire life. That was incredible. And look, yeah, you get some blame because you're LeBron James, you lost in the finals, and you had your team, and you should have, put up more of a fight than that because they lost in 5. But man, that competition was incredible. Now, 2015, I don't want to hear any blame either because look, when your best players are Delly and Mozgov, and you're LeBron, you have to score 35 and put up a triple-double every game and still lose and win 2 games against the 67-win Warriors. When you got Iggy on you, when you have to deal with Curry and Clay, but you got Delly and Shump guarding them, but they can't give you anything on offense. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. The fact that he even won 2 games is absolutely incredible against that team. Because LeBron with those scrubs, yeah, they could be a playoff team, but against the best team in the NBA at the time, no way they weren't winning that. So, look, I don't think it even matters. I don't think those two games, the 2007 finals, 2015 finals, you can't account for that. 2011 finals, yeah, that's a huge blow to his legacy. The 2014 finals, a little bit, but the other two, no way. And his wins, I mean, that 2016 NBA finals, he's legendary for that. If he wins this NBA finals, he might be GOAT. He might be the GOAT. And I'm not a LeBron, I'm a Bulls fan. And look, I've seen him. The guy is the greatest basketball player on the planet, and it's not even close. It's not close. The distance between him and Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard is the second best player, but him and the distance between Kawhi Leonard is very far. So that's that. That's this video. My final take on this is, yeah, LeBron James is not as good as Michael Jordan in terms of career right now, but by the end of his career, he will be the best player of all time, I think. If things keep going the way they're going, I don't see anybody stopping this man anytime soon. I don't know when that year is that, he's going to fall off and not be in the finals. Like, I don't know when that's going to happen. I can't see it in the near future. Not this year, not next year. Maybe not even the year after that. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely ridiculous to me that can happen. And like I said, I think LeBron's already the most versatile player of all time, the best leader of all time, and the most valuable player of all time. Not the best yet, but, and I explained how that doesn't mean you're the best. Doesn't guarantee it, but I think he will be. Like this up if you enjoyed. Comment what your opinion is. Who do you think is the best player of all time? Tell me if I'm just an idiot for saying this. As we know, we all have our different opinions. If you want to have a conversation with me, hit me up on Twitter. Links in the description and on the screen at the beginning of the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.